Yo, 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 what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Coffee and Convo with Lyricist, also known as David Young. Coffee and Convo brought to you by the Lyricist Podcast. I hope all has been well with you guys. I want to say I thank you guys for being consistent, more consistent even than like myself, but it's for good reason. And for that reason is because, I actually, you know what, I have a big announcement. And with no further ado, um, we are opening a new studio in Michigan. And this studio is going to be, recording studio, podcast recording studio, a multi-use entertainment facility. So if you're looking to get into the music industry, if you're looking to get into the podcasting industry, we want to help you, go through the first steps on making it happen. If you need somewhere to record your podcast, and you don't want the backdrop of your bedroom or your basement, things like that, we got the facility for you. Also, ignore what's happening in my background. I'm working at home in my at-home studio, so you got to hear kids and all the other craziness. But yeah, that is the big announcement. That's why I've been super inconsistent with my episodes because I've been trying to focus on, the next big move for, my company. That being, it took a lot of time. It took a lot of energy, and it took some focus. And I can say that we can deliver. So at the top of 2025, we will have our our studio, Surge Studios. So SURJ, and I'm pretty sure y'all know how to spell studios. So yeah, studio with an S. So studios. And the reason why it's studios is because it is going to have multiple setups. We also plan on getting into filming soon too. Not going to rush that, but we're going to focus on the music aspect of it, marketing and podcasting for right now. So yeah, so we ready to hop into the fight with the big dogs. And that's one thing I want to talk about too. It's like don't feel like you can't do something. Take that fuel where people say you can't do something, or take their shit, turn it into fuel. Take that negative feedback, and it's not about rubbing it in people's face. It's all about feeling accomplished. Do you feel accomplished? When you complete something, do you feel accomplished when you're able to take that breath and say, man, I did it? Because it's all about feeling self-fulfilled, especially when you put a lot of your energy into something. And this feels good for me because I'm able to, share this with you guys. And, not only that, to show you the growth. We had 2 podcasts running this year. The Lyricist podcast having the most episodes, actually caught Coffee and Convo and passed it. And, have a positive return, positive feedback. So, being able to take it to that next step and being able to grow the actual brand, expand the actual brand, I feel, complete from it. It's just one of those things like, if you give it time, it will work itself out. And you got to be prepared for those obstacles too, because there's going to be a ton of obstacles. There's going to be a ton of people that say you can't do something, and you can't let that be the end all be all. Sometimes it could be our family, it could be our friends. They'll say that you can't do something, and you guys heard in my previous podcast, like, I have people that told me that I couldn't do a lot of things. I took that, I turned it into a positive. I was energized. I used it as fuel to move myself forward. And, I removed the excuses because we could fall into the pit of, well, nobody believes in me. So, I can't believe in myself. And that's the furthest from the truth. If nobody believes you, you should believe in you, regardless. Never ever find yourself in a position where it is a person's word can break you. And I think that's the part where people rely too much. That's that codependency. They have to have approval. You have to seek approval in improving in yourself. You should want to improve. And the only approval that matters is your approval, especially when it comes to your dreams. I know we got to think about our partners too, but sometimes you got to say, hey, this is about me. I have to focus on this. This is something that makes me feel good. It doesn't make you selfish. It makes you self-aware. So being self-aware is the most important thing when it comes to personal successes. You're not punching the same clock as your partner or your spouse. You're not punching the same clock as anybody else. You are on your clock. You are on your clock. So how you finish that day matters. What does it mean to you? How do you finish that day? That week, 168 hours. How are you maximizing on your time? See, and when you start to get that laser focus and people start to see that things are happening, attitudes start to change. People go from ignoring you to wanting your help. But also, if you're really dealing with the bad bag of people, they go from ignoring you to saying, what the hell is happening? I got to stop this. Here comes the obstacles. What do you do when somebody turn their attention to you and say, hey, I got to slow down this person's success. I don't need them being this successful. It happens. Look, I got a person right now that do anything in their power to make sure that I don't get to the next step. And it doesn't bother me. I actually find it to be funny because it's like, to give this much attention to anybody means that you're lacking somewhere else. You should never give that much attention to anybody. So if it's more important to you that I fail, when does it become important to you to succeed? So much energy goes into that. And it's like I'm kind of mincing words right now because it's more important to give the message than to give some diatribe. Because it doesn't matter, in the grand scheme of things. But you got to know how to handle people. You have to know how to say, okay, I know you want my help, but I need to finish doing what I'm doing first. And that is not a priority of mine. The priority of mine is to make sure I complete the job. The priority of mine is to make sure I finish what I started. And that's for the people that's looking for help. Now, for the people that's trying to stop you, you got to just simply say, fuck you. They don't matter. They're going to always try to stop you. I told you guys about the crappy person I used to deal with a long time ago that, he does everything to try to mirror my life, even podcasting. Like, cool. And I hope you get success in it. And when you say things like that, they're like, wait, I want the negative words. I'm not going to give you negative words. I want you to be successful. Go do what you have to do, especially when you've already failed in life. If this is what you need to succeed, go ahead and keep doing it. Keep doing what you got to do. But it don't affect nothing over here. You wake up every day saying, I got to stop that person. You wake up every day saying, I want to be better than that person. That's cool. You can want to be better than someone, but it's an action-oriented thing. You have to live in your actions. If you want to be better than somebody, the goal is to be better for yourself, not to be better than them. Because guess what? You will never know what them really is. Okay. And for those that say, okay, what the hell do you mean by that, lyricist? You don't know who you're trying to be better than. You don't know their limits. And you will never know if they reach their limits. So you could literally be chasing because the moment that they succeed in something, you be like, damn, they got me again. No, it doesn't matter where they are. It matters where you want to go. Sitting up here, lying to yourself and saying that I want to be better than them. If they wake up in the morning and get $1 million, you're not going to be, oh my God, they beat me again. You made it more about them than you. You don't know what their success path is. You don't know their ceiling, if they even have one. And if they don't have a ceiling and they just keep doing things and you're watching them succeed no matter what, you will never be comfortable with yourself because you're always chasing them. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what their definition of success is. You have to define your own success. And if your success is beating them, you've already lost. You've already lost the game because you made it more about beating them than growing as an individual. That means you don't know who you are. It's never important to beat the other person. And if you really want to see a victory in life, live your life. Do what you're supposed to do. And if you happen to come across them and they're doing worse than you, you're still losing if you're judging them. Because if you're choosing to punch down and say, look at them, I'm doing better than them now. They look like shit. You've already lost the game. It doesn't matter how much money you got in the bank. You're bankrupt as a fucking person. Punching down doesn't make you a better person. Like I said, I'm working from home, so you're going to hear everything in my background. But being bankrupt as a person, as a human being, that's a loss overall. You think Elon Musk is just some terrible person all the time and he just keeps succeeding? No. As much as we want to believe that Donald Trump is just this horrible guy, he's a horrible guy to regular people, to people that have no attachments to him. But it doesn't mean that he's a horrible guy to his family or his friends. So we have to stop making our successes someone else's or base it around someone else. And that's the problem that this individual has always had with me. I told you guys in the past that they base their successes on what I do and what they think I do. And if they only knew. But I can't waste my time thinking about whether they're thinking about me or not. I don't really care. If you spend most of your life emulating every single move that I've ever made, all the way down to who you choose to marry, that just says a lot about you as a person. That shit, I can go way more in depth with that stuff. If you guys haven't seen my previous podcast episodes, go back. This person is so diluted, they're so sick that they even thought that, marrying my ex-wife was going to be the thing that make them a better person, make them the better version of me, I guess. That just shows obsession. And I tell people, put yourself in a position to Be obsessed about the right things. Be obsessed about your success. Don't be obsessed about what someone else is doing. That's how people get caught up in this, what's happening with famous people shit. Now, on the Lyricist podcast, I follow famous people, okay? And I cover the stories and everything else because that's what the Lyricist podcast, one of the components of the Lyricist podcast. But I'm not obsessed with these people. I can break away, do something different. I can talk about sports. I can talk about politics. I can share current events. I can do random news. I can just talk about TikTok shit all day. I'm able to change it up and not worry about just the one thing. Being multifaceted, multi-skilled, multi-talented, it takes you a long way. It takes you a long way. And I say this, let your obsession be your success, not your failure. Be obsessed with educating yourself. Be obsessed. I'll say it one more time. Be obsessed with educating yourself. And what you want to do is educate yourself. Get so entrenched in what you want to succeed in that all you have is success. I sit up here, for example, let me, so I own a home repair and construction company as well. I'm not only just in the entertainment industry. So I'm so obsessed, right, with the success of that company. Look at this. See how thick this shit is? I'm reading, and this is the book. Carpentry and building construction, right? So I'm that level of obsessed that I research everything. I can do anything in that industry. I can build a house if I want to, which I'm going to. That's the next step for me, building a house for me and my family, the perfect freaking house. My goal is to make it a smart house, but that's a whole nother conversation. First world problems, right? But yeah, my goal is to take that company to the next step. We do home repairs, renovations, remodeling. I want to do build outs. I want to build people's homes. And, to grow that business, I have to learn more. I have to obtain the licenses. I have to be so entrenched in learning that once I get to where I want to be with that, I can take what I've learned, what I've obsessed about for months, and apply it to my business and then watch it blow up. Since I started that company, I've expanded. I have a crew that works for me now. But the thing is, I respect my crew. I love the work that these guys do. I love their passion. Fun people to be around. And I also tell them, look, if at any point you guys decide you want to just do your own thing, come talk to me. Come talk to me and I'll help you out. I'm for growth. I never slow somebody else down, slow anybody else down because I want to control their growth. No, I want to see you win. I've had some people move on from that company and start their own companies and do great. And I'm happy for them. I'm still in contact whenever we can partner up and do whatever, we make stuff happen. That's another thing. Maintain that relationship. Because you never know. You don't have to burn a bridge unless they give you a reason to burn the bridge. And I've given you many reasons, on this podcast why people would do that. So, if they decide to leave and it works out, you got a partner. Or if they leave and it doesn't work out, they can come back and work with you because no bridge was burned. Nobody was hurt in that situation. Everybody's like, hey, things happen. Let's move on. Let's get back to having fun. And that's the crew that I have. I've been lucky. And there's nothing I would, ever speak against. The universe has been on my side. I've done things I was supposed to do, and I benefit from that. We have been, so me and my family, we are in a beautiful position. Life is so easy right now for us. And it may not be easy for someone else. So this is the part where I'm able to show my kids how you can contribute. Not everybody have everything that you have. You can contribute during these times. We got these holidays coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. But the thing is, I give and I give throughout the year. I'm obsessed with success. I'm obsessed with personal growth. I'm obsessed with, being a better me. I don't care what anyone else is doing. I don't care. It's not the most important thing. The most important thing is when it all stops, when it all finishes. Did you do what you were supposed to do by yourself? Did you do good by you? That's what matters. So, with that being said, I could go another 30 minutes on this. I appreciate you guys for checking out Coffee and Convo. More episodes will be coming. Also, the website for the studio, I told you guys that we're opening up. That's coming. We are already working on the social media stuff. So you'll be seeing more marketing and advertisement of that. But any way that we can help you, anyway, go send an email to booking@surgestudios.com. So booking@surjstudios.com. If you want to get into podcasting, if you want any help, shoot us a message there. We'll get back to you and try to help you the best way that we can. Surge Studio is just not going to be a local thing here in Michigan. It's going to be national, and we want to help anybody that wants to get into business. And if you're already a podcast, you need some help marketing and growing, talk to us. All right, guys, until the next episode of Coffee and Convo, I appreciate you. Have a good one.